Bitcoin currently experiencing a micro-dumpulation. Altcoins may be about to go on an absolute fire sale. So in this video, I'm going to discuss some of the most pump-worthy crypto coins you'll want to dip your tip into and accumulate when the price is low so that you can sell when the price is high. Because unless you want to work at McDonald's for the rest of your life, you have to learn to love the dump so that you can get covered in gains during the pump. So if you're ready to make life-changing gains and you don't care how messy you get in order to do so, hit that like, subscribe, get signed up to Phemex below, specifically over the next 2 weeks if you want to participate in the Thanksgiving event where you receive 100 USDT if you're one of the initial 500 signups. Without any further ado, let's absolutely dump on in. So it looks very likely that Bitcoin is about to initiate its first substantial pullback since Donald Trump was elected, and the price of Bitcoin and the entire altcoin space also kind of really started picking up momentum, and that's not a bad thing at all. In fact, I would argue it's an extremely good and healthy thing. Going only up is obviously not a great thing, but you can see on the chart right here, this right here is where Donald Trump was elected. Bitcoin was sitting right at about 69,000 US dollars. Nice, per coin. And after his election, well, let's take a sneak peek. Bitcoin price has increased basically about 50%, and the entire altcoin space has done really well also. You can see 3 straight green weekly candles for the altcoins, and as well, this is our very first hint that potentially Bitcoin dominance might start breaking down. It topped out so far above 61%, which is what a lot of people were kind of targeting and expecting for Bitcoin to top out before then a lot of gains and a lot of momentum shifting into altcoins, which I personally think is going to happen soon. But now a lot of people are fearful of the idea that maybe Bitcoin has topped out right at about 99,000. In my opinion, I don't think that it has. And in fact, I'm going to take any potential substantial dump as an opportunity to buy. Specifically, this area that I've been talking about literally for the past 2 weeks since this CME gap appeared on the chart at about 78,000 would be an amazing target, I think, for accumulation. I don't know if we're going to get that low. I think this market is pretty bullish. If we did get that low, it would be, I believe, about, a 20% dump, exactly on par, exactly what we should expect for a dump during a bull market. Yes, Bitcoin still gets dumps during bull markets. And if we get that, what I'm going to be doing is picking up some more Bitcoin, but also getting some of these altcoins. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So if we look at Bitcoin as well, we see the entire crypto space in Bitcoin. We have a lot of time left, but it is important to know that Bitcoin still can get large corrections. So Joe Consorti on X talking about Bitcoin and how it's tracked global M2 with a 70-day lag since September of 2023. He basically says if this continues, Bitcoin could be in for a 20 to 25% correction. Exactly what I just showed you what a 20% correction would look like, exactly to fill that CME gap around 77,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, which I think altcoins obviously would probably get banged a little bit, and altcoins would probably have really, really good entries, amazing entries that I think will kind of only go up during the first quarter of 2025. And so I think that's kind of the perfect situation in terms of accumulating alts that you have left. We see altcoins currently, if we look at Stock Money Lizards, he's talking about the total 3 chart with the peak being a little about 4 trillion. So it's the entire crypto market minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if we actually zoom in, you can see this peak he has maybe right about like 5, maybe even 6 trillion US dollars, depending on when we get there. And we see that when Bitcoin dominance collapses, altcoin dominance, is going up, and altcoins should receive maximum gains. Now, for that to happen, Bitcoin obviously has to not completely dump. Usually trading sideways is the healthiest recipe for altcoins to maintain some pretty good gains. So I'm going to be going over a list, and this was posted by Professor Astrones on X, and a lot of these I actually have in my list, not all of them. Primarily, this is what I want to talk about. Layer 1s are like the main focus of my list, AI and games. Also meme coins, but something that I mentioned recently is that meme coins are being created at a level and a pace that we've never seen before, meaning like every day, like hundreds, thousands of new meme coins are being created. And you might think, oh, that's a good thing maybe, right? Not necessarily, because if that's actually happening, altcoins are just getting created every other day or every day. Nobody's really holding on to one meme coin. They're constantly pumping and dumping over and over and over, making it harder to have any long-term investment, or even short-term investments become incredibly hard. And basically it turns into just degenerate gambling even more so. I mean, meme coins already are kind of like that, but there are some top memes that I think will still hold value. So I want to go through a list, and by no means is this a complete list, okay? I have a lot of coins that, well, my personal position, I believe, is about 45 different coins. It's heavily overweight Bitcoin, okay, mostly Bitcoin. And then there's much more speculative plays. We're talking literally less than 1% for most of these coins in terms of allocation. But I want to start with Bitcoin, right? If we're going to be talking about coins that I personally am buying during a dip, we're talking about Bitcoin. And we're going to start with the biggest coins and go down the list. Some of these coins I did not mention in my previous altcoin video, and it's not because I don't have them, and it's not because I don't think that they're going to be bullish. It's just because I just had a short list in that video, and this one's just going to be a little bit bigger. Solana as well, kind of the king of what meme coins have been launching on. And even though the network is not very reliable in terms of it going down, and it also is centralized more so than many other coins, I still think it's going to pump like crazy. Okay, I have a large percentage of my portfolio in Solana. It's in my top 4 biggest holds. XRP has been pumping as well. XRP, if you guys know, I actually still have my XRP from like 2020 or something. I haven't really bought much more over the last few years, but I still have my bag, which it's not a small bag. I mean, it's not as big as some of my other positions, but it's not a bad bag, okay? There's definitely some juice in there. But XRP had to face the regulatory attack basically from the beginning from the SEC and Gary Gensler. And XRP, let's be honest, guys, XRP kind of paved the way for Gary Gensler's losing streak. Okay, so in that sense, I have a lot of respect for. Again, there's a lot of things I disagree with XRP. I think it's, I don't think it's the best coin out there, but I have a lot of respect for them for basically being the first to battle the SEC and come out victorious. Okay, respect where it's due, right? Dogecoin as well, obviously the biggest meme coin, the OG meme coin. I have Doge. I've had it for years now, and I just do not want to underestimate Doge. I think what it's done is something that, will probably happen again, especially considering the Department of Government Efficiency run by, it's going to be coming into office in just the next 2 months, is quite literally the acronym. It's Doge. Cardano, massive. Cardano is my number 2 biggest bag right behind Bitcoin. I'm a stake pool operator. So if you want to delegate to our pool, it's TSC. But yeah, Cardano is very big coin. One of my most confident plays. And for years, I started out as a hater. I started out as a doubter years and years ago. But yeah, obviously I've had a stake pool now for 3 years that I run. And that should be enough to show you that I'm not a doubter of Cardano anymore. AVAX, Avalanche as well, extremely big. I think that this is going to benefit massively. It's all-time highs back at the very end of 2021, around 123. We're about a third of the way there. We're about $42. And I think AVAX, I actually have a nice long position on AVAX that I've had open for a few weeks. It's doing pretty well. And you can see this kind of like rounding pattern, bottoming pattern we're seeing on AVAX. A lot of top alts are seeing something similar. Stellar, XLM. I know there was some big news with this recently, but if we look back, look at this pump. Just a few weeks ago, it was 9 cents. Now it's at 50 cents, almost to the all-time highs, which, let's be honest, weren't even, they were set back. It's like a dino coin. It's a very old coin. But these all-time highs were set back in 2018. It did not hit a new all-time high in 2021. Got very close, though. What an OG coin, basically. Also, Chainlink, absolute OG coin as well. All-time high was set back early in 2021. It did not hit a new all-time high late 2021 like many other coins did. But if you remember, Chainlink actually kind of kicked off the altcoin rally. Back in the summer of 2021, it hit about 46 cents. Now it's about $46. Now it's about $18. It is an OG coin, and it is, I've always been bullish on Link fundamentally because of its aim, what it aims to do, connecting blockchains and everything. I think it's a very, to be an Oracle, I think it's a very unique thing there. Obviously AI as well. I'm huge on AI. Render is one of my biggest bags. This is by far, I would say, my biggest AI bag, Render. Currently sits about 8 cents. Its all-time high was actually at the end of 2020, the beginning of 2024, I believe, was the all-time high. So rather recently, got all the way up to about $12. So it's not even that far off from its all-time highs. Celestia engaging in a moon mission over the last couple of days, going from about $5 to $8. All-time high sits, at least according to this chart, all the way back at the beginning of 2024 as well, around $20. IMX as well. All-time high sits all the way back at the end of 2021 above, I believe it was up at almost $10, I believe. see if I can get that. Yeah, right about $10. Currently about $1. But again, we're going to go down this list actually a little bit quicker towards the end. Injective. Okay, Decentraland. A lot of these, the main theme, I think, gaming AI is going to be a big narrative. Obviously, it's utility. It's not just memes. It hopefully can provide utility. Some of these projects hopefully will provide immense utility in the future. And where's the most valuable sector if you had to pick one related to crypto and crypto coins? Probably AI and probably gaming. It's a nice mesh. And I think it obviously has been a very distinct narrative for the past few years. I don't think it's going away. Axie Infinity, okay? Polkadot, again, I think is going to be big. It's currently ranked 15 in terms of market cap. We have SNX, Synthetics. Pepe, meme coin, okay? Can't forget some of these memes. SHIB was an absolute monster. Take a look at that back at the end of 2021, up to 0.00006. Currently, it's at 0.000025. Bonk as well. Near Protocol, currently ranked number 20. ICP, ranked number 25. We have Fetch, which is another AI play I think is huge. Its all-time high was actually very recently as well, towards the beginning of this year. I think that this coin, at only a $3.5 billion market cap, it has a lot of room to go. I think, you know, 3.5 billion is peanuts right now in this market. And if we're going to $4 or $5 trillion for the entire altcoin space, it has a lot of potential growth to absorb at a key moment during that bull run, during the altcoin run. Gala, okay, Superverse as well. And then we have, to end out the meme coin list, Fartcoin, absolutely big. With all-time highs, at least according to this chart, rather recently as well. So basically, if I would summarize this, I think a lot of altcoins are, for the most part, I think a lot of the utility coins that were kind of big in 2021, but also a lot of the big memes from 2021 and some newer ones, and especially AI coins and gaming coins, are going to be the main drivers of the narrative, I think, and will benefit the most during this pump. There are so many coins being created that it makes the game a little bit different than it was before. The fact that so many new coins are just being shoved in our faces every day, you have to pick basically between the narrative of, are all of those going to pump, or are the major pumps going to kind of coalesce into a few, or at least maybe 10, 20, 30 of the top coins? I think that's the more likely possibility. I don't think major players in this market want to be gambling over, thousands of different coins. I think that utility is going to take precedence a little bit more than it maybe did in the past, whereas memes were kind of the biggest drivers of gains. I still think memes will pump a lot. I just think that more utility is going to be the focus, especially as we get more mature as an asset class, and as Bitcoin as well is continuing to be adopted by institutions via the spot ETFs, via the MicroStrategy stock, via the Bitcoin spot options as well. And take advantage of the limited time Thanksgiving event with Phemex below if you sign up with the link and register just in a few minutes, and you can receive up to 100 free USDT if you're one of the initial signups, and as well compete in a prize pool of 100,000 USDT.